Pup Daddy Reef. Today I'm going to show you how to make a screen top net for your fish tank to keep your fish from jumping out and still let a lot of light through. This is the screen top 1/4-inch net from both Reef Supply. The first thing I want to talk about today are the differences in the two mesh net sizes. So there's the 1/4-inch and the 1/2-inch available from bulk Reef Supply. The 1/4-inch is just a very uniform pattern, very small beads. It's a very high quality product. The 1/2-inch I am not as enthused about. The biggest concern for me is that the variation in the square sizes is actually drastic. If you look at this square here, I'm not sure how well you can see it, but it's about a 1/2 inch wide but only a 1/4 inch tall. So it's almost a rectangle. Whereas you have a square here that is a 1/2 inch by a 1/2 inch. There's also these big beads in the middle of the mesh, and I just thought overall it just didn't seem as appealing as this 1/4 inch net that looks really nice and really appealing. And I tried to do a close up. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. That's the 1/4 inch. This is the 1/2 inch, and you can kind of see how it varies in size. For example, where my hand is, there's these really small ones here, and then these really thick ones over there. Before you cut everything, you're going to measure all your parts. I already did that and have cut them, but I got my handy calipers here and I measured each of the ends, and they were 0.775 inches. So I basically measured the inside lip of my aquarium and subtracted 2 times 0.775 from the total length of the components I needed. And then I cut them with my handy dandy jigsaw. So the next part is just to assemble and check that everything fits. This is important to do in case you need to make any adjustments before you put the netting in. To assemble it, all you're going to need to do is take your end cap and just kind of slide it in. Once you get it in, then you can check to see if it fits and see if you're happy with it. So here's the complete frame. I'm just going to put it in the tank to double check that it fits, and then I'll begin the process of putting the spline into the frame. When I designed it, I left a 1/4 inch gap in the back between the back of the tank. I did this to allow my wires from all of my pumps to exit. So I'm going to see if it fits. And it looks like it does very well. Taps in like place. Place like that, and so then I'm going to cover this all with screen, and that gap back there should be small enough that I'm not going to have to worry about any fish jumping out through there. So I'm going to use my spline roller. This comes with the kit on bulk Reef Supply, and the spline here to basically slowly press it in around there, trying to keep this as tight as possible as I go. Tape it to the table so that it's really tight on the table, and that'll help make it tighter when I spline it in. So as you can see, there's still a little kind of crease here, so I'm going to put some more tape here and here to try to pull that out. Now I'm going to take the spline and just push it down. Just kind of tuck that first corner in with a pair of scissors, and then you should be able to use your roller and just roll, keeping the spline tight, and just roll it there. You can see this whole area is It's almost tight like the strings on a bass. I'm just going to roll the spline. I'm going to peel up this tape as I go. There you go. So here's the net. And now it's just time to take a razor blade and cut all these components up. So here's the screen top. Here's a close-up if you're interested. Here's the front side. We're just going to set it down. Line it up. And it fits great. So now I don't have to worry about my fish jumping out. It's also good because there's a gap in there. So if I want, I can feed my clownfish right through the tank. So I just showed you how to make the bulk reef supply screen net top. It's really simple. The first thing you do is measure the inside lip of your tank, how far you want the screen top to go back. For my case, I wanted room for some wires to come out, so I made it a little shorter than the lip in the back. Then you measure these little corners, subtract that length from the length that you want it, and then cut out all your components. After you do that, assemble them, lay them down so you just have the frame, and then you're going to lay the mesh screen on top. I tape it out so it's nice and tight so you don't get any wrinkles like I've seen on other ones. And then once you do that, you take the spline roller, roll in all the spline, release the tape, and then go around with the spline roller once more to push it in all the way, and then cut off the spline. Thanks for joining me on Pup Daddy Reef, and until next time, happy reefing!